Hello and welcome to another video. So I've just recorded this like the first 5 minutes of this video and actually realised I didn't press record. So I'm going to do the whole thing again. Okay, let's try this. So if you have been living under a rock or you've just really not been in the tech world for a while, you will have heard of CS50. So CS50 is Harvard University's Introduction to Computer Science. They do quite a few. They do CS50X, they do CS50P, which is Python, CS50W, which is web, and I think they've got a new one coming out, CS50SQL, which hasn't been done yet, and I think they've got a cybersecurity one coming out as well. So I've not looked at any of the videos for this, but this is a CS50 Python, and this is the problem set 0, so it's the first problem set. And I'm just basically going to have a go at the problem sets and see if I can work my way through. So the first one is called indoor voice. So basically what the gist of the program is that you want to create a program that prompts a user to enter text, you store that input in a variable, and then you want to convert whatever they enter into lowercase, so that if they enter hello world, just like this, if they enter hello world in capitals, it will actually reverse it and output it into lowercase. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take in the user input. So user input equals enter your text like that. And the reason I'm saying enter your text is because it's what the that I'm trying to give a prompt to say what it is rather than just a blank space. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to convert wherever they enter into lowercase. So the easiest way to do that, so what we need to do then is we need to create a new variable called lowercase input. It can be anything really, but I just want to keep it so that I know where it is. And I'm going to set that to the value of user input. But then I'm going to use .lower, which is a function that's pre-built into Python, and it will lower everything. So it will reduce the capital letters into lowercase. And then I'm just going to print out the lowercase input. And then I'm in my indoor folder, and I'm just going to run it. So Python indoor.py. Oh, right, okay, forgot my L. That's fine. It's been a long week. Why do I do that? I don't know why. I think I'm used to VS Code. Enter your text. Hello world. Hello world. I feel like we've got an issue. So bash hello world, enter your text. It's not actually waiting, is it? It's just literally going straight through for it. Maybe let's try it again. It's just me. It doesn't actually wait for anything. Equals input. You know something? One of those days. Let's try it again. There we go. Hello world, hello world. Now the thing with Python and the CS50 is they've got this little handy test thing, so you can actually do a check. So you can check CS50 problems. And I'm gonna just copy that. Yes, that. Not gonna let me do that, is it? So check 50 CS50 / problems / 2022 / Python / indoor. It's probably going to make it wrong because it's not in capitals. Check 50 CS50 problems 2022 Python indoor. And it'll run a check on it for me. Basically, it will and test it. It's giving you some testing, and it will test it for me on the. It takes a second. I'll just pause it while it's doing it. Okay, so my results have come through. So basically, I've got green on everything, which means it's met all of the tests. Therefore, if I was submitting this, I could just use a CS50 submit problems and submit my problem. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to actually go back and I'm going to have a look at the next one. Playback speed. So some people have a habit of lecturing, speaking rather quickly, and I slow them down. Allow you to 0.7. Okay. In file called playback, implement a program in Python that prompts the user for input and outputs the same input, replacing each space with ... so 3 periods. So let's see what it should look like. This is okay. Okay, I can do this one. We'll have a go at it. Okay, so first things first then, let's get some input from the user. So text equals input, enter some text. And then what we need to do is we need to replace the spaces with the ellipsis. So Python has a function that is called replace. So if we do text equals text dot replace, and then we do, I want you to replace the space with 1, 2, 3 ellipses like that. And then I'm just going to print the text. And we are just going to do the run again, so we're going to check it. I'm going to see if it'll let me do the check. Right, pasting it. Nope. So it's check 50 CS50 / problems 2022 Python play back. So it's doing the checking for me. I'm just going to pause it until it comes through. I might actually leave it and show you how long it takes. Now it's just loading. There we go. So we've got 4 smiley faces, so that means it's perfect and it's working. Now I could upload it, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to have a look at the next, which is making faces. So, okay. So before they were emojis, they were emoticons, whereby text like that were happy face. Yeah, okay, I remember them. Implement a function called convert that accepts a string as input and returns that same input with any converted emoticon. Okay, now it's got some hints on here. Let's have a look at these. So input return string. You can copy and paste the emoji from this page. Okay, so we've got happy and a sad. Okay, so first of all, I need to go back a step on here. Do result on and playback. Not. Oh, why is it not having any of it? There we go. Try again. I want to go to CD. Okay. So first things first, I again need the user to enter some text. So no, we're gonna import a photo. No, we'll do it this way. Text, and I'm gonna ask them to equals input. I'm gonna just say input like that. And now there is a emoji library. This one. So I don't think I've got it installed yet, so I'm going to do pip install emoji. It might already be installed. Download and everything. Okay. So now just above this, I can import that. And then I then need to print the emoji. So let's do print the emoji. And I'm going to get it from the library. emojis. I can never spell it. Eyes. I'm just gonna hope that's the best thing. And I want you to emojinize or whatever it is the text. Now I am gonna do Python, and I'm gonna check it. So emojized.py. I don't know why that was so hard for me to spell. So let's do like that. Right, so it's kind of working, it's kind of not working at the same time. But let's see what help we've got. Ah, okay. Okay, I think I've got the entirely wrong element of this. So we don't need, it's not that one at all. It's not that one at all because we didn't do any of the copying, did we? So I've just deleted it. I'm going to actually just take a second. This is what happens when you rushes. This is me live coding, by the way. It's not going to be perfect. So it basically wants you to turn that into a smiley face. Okay, so let's do a function then, because that's what it said, didn't it? To create a function. Create a function called convert. So let's do def convert. And we're still going to need a user input. I'm going to have that as an input, enter some text. And then we want to replace, so it gives us the emojis, so we actually want to replace what the user enters. So user input dot equals, yeah, so we'll keep equals user input dot replace that, and I want to replace that with the happy. I just copied it, that, and then I want to do the same thing, but I want to swap it for that. Like that, and then I just want to print user input. So let's try again. Def convert, I forgot to put user input line 2 expected and then because what am I doing? I don't know what I've clicked yet. And I think print, I'm gonna keep print out maybe. No, all my days. And then I forgot to run the def. I forgot to call it. So let's try again. Enter some text. Perfect. Now let's do the check just to make sure everything is going well. So check 50 CS50 problems Python, and it's going to do that connecting thing again. While that's running, we will just have a look at what the next program is. Einstein. Waiting for results. Okay, So goodbye yields our output of goodbye. So we've made an error somewhere. So input of hello. Ah, okay. So what it's doing is it's actually doing it over and over again. So we need to come out of the loop. Okay, let's try this. Let's do text in there. Let's try this. So let's create a main, and in there swap that. See, swap that. Get rid of that U and put the in there. The input. Then we are going to convert the text. So let's think about converting the text. So converted text equals convert input. Use input. Forgot what it was called then. Print converted text. Somehow it needs to get to the convert function. Then maybe put convert there. I'm thinking on my feet here. And then we'll do if. Let's do the check again and see if that works. It might not. I'm going to pause it this time though until the check's done because it will take a while. Okay, so the results have popped up. This time they're a little bit worse than they were before. Now I think there's going to be an easier way. So let me Control and Z it. And then right, so let's see what happens. So let me just have another look at this. I think it's the okay, let's try it again. Now that I think I've figured it out. I think I just put a brace in the wrong place. Oh, it didn't know it. Pause it while it's doing it. It's checking. Okay, that was it. So literally, I had a bracket in the wrong place. It's now completed. So we've now done that task. So I'm gonna go back. Just done making faces. We're now on Einstein. And I'm just going to get set up for Einstein. So even if you haven't studied physics recently or ever, you might have heard that E equals mc squared, wherein E represents energy measured in joules, M represents mass, which is measured in kilograms, and C represents the speed of light, measured approximately as 3 billion meters per second per Albert Einstein. Essentially, the formula means that the mass and energy are equivalent. Implement a program in Python that prompts the user for a mass in integer and then outputs the equivalent number of joules as an integer. Assume that the user will input an integer. Okay, so let's take some user input. Always the best place to start. Let's do like that. Then we need to convert that into joules. So converting into joules from joules, we need to multiply it and then square it. So we need to multiply. Now let me work this right. So C is squared. We are entering M, which is mass. So we need to do that number multiplied by use input multiplied by the power of 2. Let me work this out. Let me write this down. So E equals use it input because that's mass. Multiplied by E. No, so E is so mass is what we've entered. So that's the M. Then we need to multiply that by 3 billion or whatever that is joules. So I'm just going to do multiplied, and I'm going to copy that because I will never get the amount of zeros correct. And then I need to do that to the power of 2. Like that. Think. Then I need to convert that into a string. And then I need to print that string. Think. Maybe. Let's just test it first. Let's do one of these programs. So let's do Python ein bean.py. Oh, not even in that folder, am I? So cd invalids. Oh, I forgot to put my speech marks in. Again. So run your program and type. Okay. So because we need spaces. Try again. Okay. Line 2 is not. I wonder if it's because like that maybe. Now we've got there at the end. Let's use it and pasted it to see if that makes a difference. Memory. Let's do the check anyway, and then I'll try and run the check and see invalid slug size IN. Will it let me copy it and paste it? What if I did? Oh, it got a bit further. Maybe I just spelled it. The memory problem might be on VS Code side, or it might just be my computer that's not got enough. Let's see if the check works. Okay, let me try one more thing. Got to do my int. I thought I might have done. Now let's do the check. So my answer was correct. I just forgot to put the int. Story of my life. Oops. How many more have we got left? I think it's just crashed a second. I'm just gonna pause a minute. Right, it seems to be back doing its thing. Except it's crashed a little. This worked. Didn't. Oh, it did it, it did it. Whoa, I didn't touch it. Right, so that works. That's absolutely fine. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. This is the last one. This is going to be quite a bit of a long one. Wow, okay. A little overwhelming at the moment, so we'll get there. Just give it 1 second. Okay, so in the United States, it's customary to leave a tip for your server after dining in a typically an amount equal to 15% or more of your meals. Not to worry though, we've written a tip calculator below. Okay, well, we've written most of the tip calculator. Okay, so I'm guessing we can copy this and paste that into there. So then, dollars equals dollars to. So what's he meant to do? Okay, so it's alright. Okay, so in here, if we're going to change the dollars to refloat, then we need to replace the dollar symbol. So if they're going to enter it in as a dollar, if their input is entered in dollars like that, we need to get rid of that dollar symbol. So the first thing we need to do is d equals d dot replace, and I'm going to replace the dollar symbol, be sure it's a dollar symbol, and I'm going to replace it with nothing. So that I've got my d from here, but my d, and then I'm going to return the float. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to work out the percentage now. So we've done the dollars to float, cent to float, accepts a. So we need to replace this thing again. So p, and I'm using p because it's in there. P equals p dot replace, and I'm going to replace the cent, and I'm going to replace it with nothing. And then I'm going to change it to a float. P equals float p, and then I'm going to turn it into a percentage, or so we divide it by 100 to turn it to a real number. So p equals p divided by 100, and then I'm going to return p. I think that'll work. Test it. Oh. So let's use one of these. So how much was a meal? Let's type. How much tip? Let's do 15%. So the answer should be $7.50. $7.50. Let's do the check. This one, just so we can check we've made it right, because it looks like it should be right. And it's tip. Give it a second. I think I might make this a series. I don't know how many. I think there's 12 weeks. See how many problems that's. it correct. There's 9. I think we might make this a step. Right, so we got 9, so we got them all correct. That's it. I think that's the end of it. So let's go forward again. Problem set 0. We've answered all of them. So we've actually completed week 0 in 30 minutes. Not bad. So that was me live coding some problems. Might do it as a mini series and do the rest of the problems if you're interested. Just let me know down below in the comments if that's what you want to see. And that's it for this video. So, be coding.